And everybody, it's me, Russ Shaw, with another dash cam session. What time is it? It's 4:11 in the afternoon, and it is dark already here. Look at that. Everybody's got their headlights on. It is dark. This is this time of year. It is December 2011 as I'm recording this. I've got my Christmas hat on. I'm all in with the Christmas spirit. Yo, right? Love Christmas. Wanted to talk about Christmas, the reality of this time of year and what it signifies and celebrates. A little theology for you. Jesus comes to earth, right? God incarnate. What that actually means is God in meat, right? The Latin carne, carnate. God comes to earth as a man. We celebrate that on Christmas. And really the message is beautiful, that God is creator. We are creation. He loves us. This is not oneism, right? Like God is the planet, or God is Mother Earth. That's not true. That's not correct theology. God is creator. The earth is creation. God sits outside of time and space and creating the world, the people, animals. I mean, God is creator. That's the beauty of this time of year, that God would enter into time and space, enter into his own story, even though it's infected by the fall of sin, right? Why does there have to be sin in the world? Everybody, wants to bring that up. If there's a kind, loving God, why is there so much evil in the world? Because of the infection of sin. And really, without people making their own decisions, there would be no love, would there? Love is, right? Love is devoid if you force someone to make a decision, or you force someone to be good or to be a certain way. There would be no love. We choose God. We choose to have faith. I heard an atheist say, well, when I get to heaven, if there is a heaven, I would say you didn't leave enough evidence that you were real. I think that's silly, even for a scientist, just to look around and see, again, this mathematical type of scientific word called irreducible complexity, for example. Just the creation. I mean, God's wonder, God's creative hand and everything it's just beautiful. And God doesn't enter in as some kind of, he enters in as a king, and he says he's a king, but he's a king of a different kingdom. He's a king of a very deep, internal, soul-level kingdom. He's bringing the kingdom of God, Jesus says. So he comes into earth, and he's born in a stable. Literally born in a barn, right? He's born in a stable. No crib to lay the baby Jesus in. They put him in a horse's or an animal's feeding trough, right? That's his crib. There's no place else to stay, and he was basically hunted at the time. God doesn't show up in a palace, Some of these earthly, worldly, religious views of Jesus where he's in some kind of rich, Four Seasons looking manger. That's not the way it was. God enters time and space, humble as a man, just showing us that he's not afraid of our jacked up, cold, messed up hearts. He enters into earth and is born in a stable. The early church fathers didn't really know when, they didn't mark, it wasn't part of their culture to mark birthdays and celebrate that. So no one was really sure exactly when Jesus was born. But I love that they placed it at December 25th, right? I mean, this point in time, especially here in my city, in Seattle, on the, northern hemisphere of the world, and Western culture, this is the darkest time of the year. It's the darkest time of the year right now, and it will get darker as we get closer to the equinox, which is around the 17th or 18th. But it's so close to that time that the early church fathers, right? I mean, the Christmas lights, the light of Christ, the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ coming into the darkest of times. And I pray that you get that, man. It rattles my heart. It shakes my soul a little bit just thinking about it. Like God entered into some of the darkest times of my life where I didn't think he existed. I was shaking my fist at him. I was mad at him if he did. Just angry. Times in my life where I felt my body wanting, like craving to die, because I was that hurt and heartbroken and in turmoil in here. Jesus says, I'll bring the kingdom of God, which isn't a superficial, out there kind of kingdom. Everybody kept thinking that he was going to become, he's going to become like president or king, and he's going to overthrow this stuff, right? All this tyranny of the Roman government. He's going to bring the kingdom. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. When it looked like he lost on the cross, when it looked like everything was dire and bleak, that's when he won. That's when the victory for sin was paid. It's beautiful. God pays our debt. God paid that sin debt that we can't pay. God closes the void that we couldn't close. He just asks us to trust him. He asks us to reach for him. He asks us to have faith in him. I just pray that you understand and see that at Christmas time, in this dark time, God brings light. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful time of year. And yes, 4:18, and it's dark. And Jesus is the light. And we are his children, man. He loves us, and that's why he came, and that's why he was born in a stable, and that's why he went through what he went through. You're saying God don't feel your pain. God knows pain. You're saying you can't talk to God. I remember cursing, going, I never got an email from God. It's called the Bible. Man, I pray you read it. I pray you check out Luke. Listen to Charlie Brown, right? Listen to Linus talk about Luke 2. The story of Jesus and the real meaning of Christmas. Until next time, bye.